Hello, everybody. Mariner here on FPL Expectations. Nice to see you all. I'm standing in this week for Craig, who is otherwise indisposed. And we don't know whether that's the fact that he had a bad week with his FPL team, but he asked me last night if I could step in. So here I am. And as always, we've got a couple of guests to share our woes, if we want to call it that way, or find out what's going on with respect to their game weeks. And I think Joe might even review my team. But anyway, here we go. So we've got Joe and we've got Sweng. How are you doing, boys?
Good.
Yeah, doing well.
Life's good.
Ready for the game week.
I'm ready for the international break. Personally, I'm ready for the international break. I don't know about you. I cannot wait for the international break.
Me too.
We managers deserve this 2-week break.
And you're nearly as busy as me, Sweng, now, because you've just come off a stereo chat only 10 minutes ago or something like that.
Yeah. Kind of work stereo out.
No rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked. So anyway, let me just explain what we're going to do tonight. So, of course, it's blank game week 29. And we've got a bit of a crossroads coming up. We've got fixture changes coming up, or fixture sort of shifts in fixtures around 31. We've got a possibility of people playing wildcards in the next couple of weeks. We've got possibilities of players, of teams with 4, 5, 6, 7 players who are not flagged. I did see a rant saying somebody had more flags than an Olympic opening ceremony. That was one of the funniest things I've seen this week. Randy Shafter, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
John Taylor.
That was excellent. But of course, if we've got flags on our team, we've got to think what we're going to do. Are we going to free hit or are we not going to free hit? So if we're lucky enough to hold our free hit chips. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to look at the teams. Then we're going to look at no free hits, which is the two guys here, because they've used them. And I'm hosting, so I'm not going to talk about my team tonight. Then we're going to talk about a couple of free hit drafts. Then we're going to do the captaincy and the cat pick, which I've got with us. And then we'll take your questions.
Oliver the cat.
So, let us crack on. So, should we start with you, Joe? So, let's have a look at your team. How you did this last week.
Yep. So nothing to shout about. 48 points. Pretty meh, to be honest. Once again, Pereira. What a nightmare he has been ever since I brought him in on my wild card. 1 point. I mean, let's just dive into his history ever since I brought him in. So I brought him in on game week 24. He had 2 points, 1 point, 1 point, 2 point, 1 point. So yep. So that's Pereira.
That's Brewster-esque.
Binary Pereira.
Yeah, but it can't be binary because he's got 2s in it. You go to college. You should know that.
Yes.
So this is
trying to make the joke.
Yep. So this is Pereira for you, and what a disappointment he has been. I was purely trapped in the hype. I mean, to be honest, I've actually watched him play. He actually looked pretty decent. It's just I have no idea why he. I guess it's just a failed punt. So Pereira 1 point, but Cancelo finally, after a horrible double game week of just 1 point, he finally gets a double-digit haul. And that is only his second double-digit haul. Can you believe it or not? So, I don't know. I'm planning to bin him soon.
Sorry, it's me chuckling away here, the host as usual. No, I agree with you. I also have Cancelo, and I'm with you. I'm on the same page as you. I wrote some predicted points down. I put them in our groups, and very noticeable that the predicted points now are very low compared to a number of other options going forwards. So I think that tells us a story. So okay then, Joe. So sorry, who did you captain again?
Oh, Captain Salah.
Oh God.
And I only had 10 men because Lingard couldn't play, and De Bruyne and Gundogan, gets rotated. And yes, Mr. Alonso is there as well. So let's see. He's another nightmare. Ever since game week 25, I brought him actually. 1-0-0-8-0. So basically, this 8, if you spread around over the 4 game weeks, is basically appearance points. So
I think you did. Are you gonna hold on to him?
I guess so, because his fixtures are too good. And yeah, but
I think if you held him this long, I think you probably want to hold him again. An interesting point came up last night about doubling up on Chelsea defenders, and the decision that we came up with was that if you're going to double, you would double with someone like Rudiger and Alonso, because Alonso's your upside and Rudiger's your GP.
Yep.
So that's roughly, I think, where a number of that's sensible to me. I think.
Yep.
I quite like that idea. So okay, how many players have you got for 29, mate? Without doing anything, but I think you've already made some moves. But
without doing anything, let me count. 1, 2, 3, including Son. 4, 5, 6.
Okay. So we'll come on to what you're going to do in a few minutes. But you had 6 and you had 2 flags.
Yep.
Although we think Bamford's going to be all right, we think Son's going to be out, don't we?
Yeah.
So, okay, Swain, let's come to you. Give us a couple of minutes on how you did last week.
All right, so I got 51 points. I have Chancellor as well. But the best thing about this team is Lewis Dunk, 10 points.
Finally.
Yeah, they still didn't keep a clean sheet, but he finally scored. And he's Brighton's second top scorer this season. I think that tells a lot about Brighton.
I was going to say, it doesn't say much about Brighton, does it? Really?
And look at Salah, just such a disappointment. What happened to this man? And all my articles are dreadful.
I can only agree with you. It was very disappointing. We were all licking our lips, thinking, "Here we go. He's going to
fly
up the ranks," and then blob.
I quite lucky in the Pep Roulette because Dunk actually came on for Gundogan, so brilliant.
Yeah, I think the only thing is though is like with this Pep Roulette, I think we're getting to a stage where the roulette wheel's spinning that fast we haven't got a bloody clue what's happening anymore.
Yeah, he's saying gonna rotate like 6 to 7 players like every week.
Yeah, that's the problem. I just don't think we can work it. Yeah, he has great delight in telling us that his full teams, everybody's fit. Of course, that immediately just puts everyone at FPL into a tailspin. Because of course we go. I mean, I know people have took KDB out.
Yeah.
Why? And you can see why, because you just can't be certain what's going on. You really can't.
And they have 2 blank game weeks coming up in the next 5.
Yeah, exactly. How many players do you have ready and raring to go before moves, Swain?
All right, let me count as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7. I have 7 here. I have 2 free transfers.
Right, and you're holding 2. Right, okay, so you can get up to 9 or 10 with a hit if you wanted to. All right, so I think that sets the scene quite nicely for the first thing that we're actually going to look at tonight, which is people without a free hit. So I didn't quite notice how many people have played their free hit. I think it might be about 3/4 of people around my rank, but I don't know what it is elsewhere. So if we're going about not free hitting, so Joe, can I come back to you and put your team up? But can we just have a general chat first about your rules with respect to free hit and with respect to the players that no free hit, and with respect to the players that you are thinking of replacing and why?
Okay.
Let me go back to you. There we go.
That's mine.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Pereira. I mean, that was his last chance. His next match. I mean, he is flagged firstly, and then he has a blank. And after that, he faced Man City and subsequently West Ham. So he is the first to go. He has to go for me.
The reaction.
So
if I start talking about axes and things like that, I'm watching Vikings now. I've got off Narcos. I'm now on Vikings. So everything's about an axe coming down on people. That's all I'm thinking these days. So he's getting axed, right? So who else is going to get axed?
Okay, for Pereira, it's definitely it's just perfect reason for it to axe him off immediately. So I mean, just to share, I've actually axed him already before this show. I just couldn't stand it anymore. 5.9 million just rotting. Basically, I can just throw in like a 4 million defender and gets more points than him. And another one that I actually really reluctantly, but I most probably gonna axe is actually Salah, because I think I mentioned it last week, I think in the show, that Salah, this is his. I mean, if you hold Salah up to the Wolves game, that will probably be the last grabs of the straw. So Salah is the one that I'm considering to ditch as well, because this is the game week that he cannot punish you because he blanks. So Salah, definitely. Pereira and Salah are the two players that I'm looking to axe. And
you're not tempted to take DCL out?
Yeah, I'm just going to go to DCL because, as you can see, I do not have the current most popular player in FPL, which is Harry Kane. So
Harry Kane.
So yeah, I mean, that's DCL blanks, and his game week 30 so-called double game week chance fades every day passes. So I'm gonna ditch him as well for Kane. So I actually have this. These are the three players that I'm actually considered and to bin for this week.
Okay. And so that will give you, what did you say, 9? Is it 9 players you'll have, or 8?
Yeah, 9. 9 including Son.
Including Son. So in realistic terms, it's going to be an 8.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I don't think many of us can do much about that unless we're prepared to take Son out and leave someone like Salah, which is the other option, isn't it? I suppose. I know. I don't know what to do with Salah. I'm still on an hour. At the moment, I've got moves planned, and I'm not taking him out again. I keep seeing green shoots of hope there, but maybe it's just me being a little bit
optimistic.
Old and optimistic. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. So let's come back to you again, Swain, with your moves. So how are you? What's your thought process behind it, first of all? So what sort of players are you looking to target?
So I already looking at getting a triple up on Leeds, because I'm planning to wildcard on 31, and Leeds have Sheffield in 30. So I'm planning for 29 and 30. So I already took out Maitland-Niles for Dallas. But now I have a problem. I don't know if I should take Salah out or should I take Cancelo out for Cresswell, because I don't really see any good midfield options currently for this game week.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at Salah to Aubameyang and then saw he turned into an Arsenal shirt wearing Ollie Watkins last night. Who basically couldn't get banned or from a yard last night, could he? He was absolutely bloody awful. And again, he played 90 minutes, and I just think I just don't think I dare bring him in. He's clearly could be amazing, could be brilliant for games going forward, but I just don't know what's going to happen with him. So there's an immediate option gone. The next one is Bale. So Bale's another thought. Do you want to go down that route of playing Gareth Bale, who nearly spends as much time on the golf course as he does on the football pitch? Because he's only playing 60, 65 minutes, isn't he, virtually, when he plays. I think maybe now they're out of the Europa League, it might play into Bale's hands. I think it might be better for him. I've been listening to a few pods and things, and that's the general consensus which I've heard coming out about Bale, which maybe gives me a thought of maybe doing Son to Bale. But yeah, who else is there? Now, Salah, if Grealish was fit, then Grealish would be an option for Salah, right?
Yeah.
But he's not.
I don't trust Dean Smith. Dean Smith is like a...
If Liverpool had a game this week, you could go to Jota, but they don't. If Chelsea had a game, you could go to Havertz or someone like that, but they don't. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually thinking of keeping Salah one more week, and then making a move to a player who is playing the following week to save myself a transfer later down the line. That's my process. But yeah, I think. And sorry, just going back to this, how many players again are you going to have? Are you at 9 as well? Trying to.
I'll be 9 if I take Salah out.
9 if you take Salah out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be 9. I think I'm 9 as well with Son. So that would be 8. So I think that most people, I think generally speaking, and again, guys, if you're not free hitting, please do tell us how many players you're going with and how many hits you've taken. That's a very good little poll in the side, just going as we're going on. Do let us know. It's always interesting to see what people are doing. My wife's took a -8 and she's fielding 10. So yeah, and she's fielding 10. She's going for it because she's after a minute. She's after winning the mini league. It's only 3 weeks. She's made a bit of a gap. She's done a bit of a gamble. So right, okay. So that's the non-free hit route. We'll come back to, obviously, I dare say we'll talk about this going forward. So what we'll do just very quickly, whilst we just line up these next things, we'll just say hello to a few people as usual. We've got Vincent in, we've got Hardy in as usual, Mustak, hi, Thavindra Raj, hi mate, how are you again? Chili Wonka, never heard of him before, that's a new one.
Yeah, Vamos Malaysia.
Vamos Malaysia, yeah, okay, well.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Ahmad, Mantra FPL, Siva's in. Hey, mate. Ali Sufyan's here. Hi, man. Right, Ahmad.
Australicious.
Just Simeon's in. Yeah. Hi, Simeon. So, yeah, usual gang. We haven't got the person who's saying Craig looks hot. That's not. He's not in this week.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It always makes me laugh when I see that.
Yeah, me too.
Craig always ignores it. I was going to round. We've got Virgil as well. Virgil is right at the top. I missed him completely. He's right at the very top of the stream. So Virgil van Dijk's in again. I hope your injury is improving, but mate, I really do. Right. Okay. Back to you. In fact, no, it's back to me. Actually, it's going to be in a second. So let me just line this up, and now we're going to have a look at free hits. So let me just get this lined up so I can put the right page onto my screen because I've got all the free hits here. And the first one we're going to look at is you, Joe. Let's put this on the screen. You have a lot of time to prepare for this, to be fair.
Yeah,
but
I just whip it out in like 2 minutes.
But let's have a look anyway and see what. Is this not even the right one? I can't even find the right. Here we go. Look, here we go.
Let's see. All right, that's all.
So, right, come on then. Let's hear your free hit thoughts. Talk us through it.
I remember when I tried to whip this team up, I actually still have 5.1 million in the bank. So I think basically I went. I mean, in on the books, actually Brighton has the highest odds of actually keeping a clean sheet, keeping clean sheet.
Maybe they will keep shit.
Well, I think that's a bit. I think that's what's known as a Freudian slip.
Oh, so God. I mean, after my slip, I think they're going to concede definitely. So yeah, Sanchez and I put in Areola. I mean, I just put this in, but definitely you are looking at a benching nightmare. Sanchez and Areola both have their merits. You can go either keeper right now, and it doesn't look wrong. So, but in terms of defense, I'm looking at Target, Dunk, Dallas, Cresswell, and Tierney. They're all pretty attacking defenders. Dunk, although he's a proper centre back, he is a monster in set pieces. He takes free kicks as well. Cresswell, highest scoring defender in the game. Tierney looked really good in the game versus Spurs. He's really attacking on the left side, and he got an assist as well. Dallas, he's back practically out of position. Target bombs that flank as well. As each time we watch Villa, he bombs his side, and he's actually doing pretty good. So the reason why I put these 5 defenders is that they are attacking. They are attacking defenders. I would think if you are doing a free hit, don't bang on clean sheets. Don't because you are actually depending on only one game, one match with this team. So go for defenders that actually has an attacking side as well. So higher upside, both ends on the pitch. Clean sheet, whether keeping a clean sheet or getting an attacking return. Then we look at the midfielders. Aubameyang, I think Mariner has just mentioned just now. Great option. It's just that let's just ignore the match last night. Yes, he played 90 minutes, but actually he was rested the match before for being late. So I guess
alarm clock. Right?
Yeah, I guess in a way he was rested. So 90 minutes, still not too bad. But just hope that he plays in this game, because I think I mentioned this last week as well. We can see Arteta actually prioritizing the Europa League more than the Premier League itself. So, but I think Alba should be playing up front as well. So he's a great option to have, and he's explosive. If he returns, chances are one or maybe 2 returns, and he's a midfielder. So definitely a great option to have in your free hit team. Rafinha.
I was going to say, Joe. I think as much as I've just said that, I think Auber is not a great pick. If you were to bring him in as a transfer, I think it's a free hit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually not a bad move at all.
Yeah, because in the long run, we do not know whether he will get that odd benching or rest because of the Europa League. But before the international break, I think he will be playing this game week. So, and then I think Rafinha. I don't think we need to talk much about Rafinha. He each time Leeds is attacking, he is involved. But although yes, Leeds didn't really score, I think past 3 matches, but he looked good.
He does.
Yeah. So yep.
One question I've got here: Gross over Trossard.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Siva and Sam. I've listened to them, and Sam actually tipped Gross over Trossard because Trossard, yes, although he did return last match, but he is not. I mean, he how would I put it? He doesn't take that many shots. Whereas Gross is more involved in set pieces and in terms of assists. Yeah, I mean he's more involved in the Brighton attack as a whole. So I went Gross over Trossard because of this. Lingard, I really like him. I think he will do pretty well this week. And then I think he also, during his United times, he likes to play against Arsenal. So fancy him, doing his bits in this match.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I like Lingard as well. I like him as a longer term pick actually.
Yeah.
He could become one of my skinny mids. We're looking at these skinny mids, cheap midfielders because. As I said, I did make a bit of a joke on the stereo, which I was on earlier today with FPL Lens, and I said, are we going to have a strike force of Kane, Vardy, and Aguero before the end of the season with cheap midfielders? I tell you what, there's plenty of value in that midfield to be able to do that. Actually, it's not so stupid as it sounds.
Yeah.
It's really not as stupid as it sounds.
I mean, to be fair, Chris, if you look at this midfield and bringing it forward to, let's just say this is not a free hit team. Let's just say this is a non-free hit team. It actually looks pretty good going forward.
Yeah,
you have a
I don't think I would have a Brighton attacker if I'm honest with you. I think I would. I like the look of. I like the look of other teams. That's why I'm thinking again. Swang, you've got your wild card in 31. I'm jealous. I would love to have my wild card available in 31, but I'm afraid I've already benefited from my wild card, previously. So I suppose you can't have more than one. It's one of those things. All right then, Joe. I mean, just one question for you before we move on to Swang.
Yep.
Are you still convinced that 29 is the best week to free hit or not? Because there are still some, shall we say, a little bit of uncertainty about this. 33, it does give you the ability to possibly treble up in a free hit with, Man United, Leicester, Liverpool, players like that. I mean, is there enough of an upside to free hit? I think it was Siva and Sam again on FPL Banger. People get a bit bored when we quote them, but I don't, because the thing is that what they do is so good. That's why we quote them. But I'm sure that Sam mentioned that he thought that the free hit would be worth 20 points and that the average game week would be around 20 points. So, is that enough? It makes me think that if you can avoid playing your free hit, avoid it. That's my view. Do you agree?
I had people asking me whether to play the free hit or not. And then I look at their team. For me, I look at my own team first. How many can I field? I remember in game week 18, I was so adamant to play my free hit chip. I actually just before game week 18, I actually bring in players that otherwise those who are not playing the free hit, they can't afford, because and then I remember ended up my game week 18 team. I only had 2 players that are playing. Because I was bang on investing all into free hit on game week 18. So it really depends on what is your strategy. If I do have my free hit chip, and I actually want to play my free hit in this game week, you will probably see my team only have like probably 4 or 5 players playing. You know, I'll probably bring in Chelsea assets, even Leicester assets. You know, those who are not involved in today's game. I mean, in this game week's matches, but they have good fixtures before and after this game week. So firstly, you know, playing the free hit chip for me is not a current game week plan kind of thing. I would have been planning it over maybe like 3 to 4 game weeks, or you know, or the game weeks after this game week. So that's my take on the free hit.
And of course, you could have been planning on not playing your free hit and then getting a load of flags like poor old Randy Shafter.
Oh yeah, that too as well.
And then end up the other way around.
That's a bad thing about planning. Just never know who's gonna get injured.
Yeah,
you can't. But I mean, you know, this is the other thing, and I'm just going to say a general point here. What's the one rule that we all normally take in an international break? We hold the transfer, so we've got 2 on the back end of it. And what are we all doing? We're all burning our transfers, aren't we?
Yep.
We're all doing it. Yeah, everybody's forgotten. Okay, right. Let's have a look at your draft then, Sven. I think I'm going to go back, actually, not forward. In fact, I'm quite sure I have to go back.
My team is so similar to Joe's.
Well, it's fine. So, I mean, look, you didn't know. So, look, these, you know, you've not conferred. So, you've gone Sanchez and Areola as well. Not considering starting Areola?
The thing is, Brighton has a higher chance of getting clean sheets, but Areola has a higher chance of getting 3 points. And we know Brighton, they are not keeping any clean sheets in any day.
I think there's only Martinez has got more expected goals prevented than Areola. Where that number came out last night in the Net That Whole show, and that was really interesting. So Areola is pretty much that. I think Areola and Martinez. If anybody's got those 2, good luck. I haven't got. I haven't got a clue who to start.
I think it depends what attackers you have.
To start Martinez just for a shield. I'm going to have to do it. You know, I can't do it any other way. So you've gone Dunk. You've gone Anderson. Interesting. Yeah. Tell me why you went for a Fulham defender.
They have been doing quite well defensively recently, and I think that Anderson will make a huge difference. But just not, I made this before my serial with Samuel. He told me about Adarabioyo.
I can say it now.
Adarabioyo. He is. I think he's
Tosin. Tosin's easier.
Yeah, Tosin. Tosin is he's much better goal threat, and Leeds are very bad at defending set pieces.
Yeah,
and he has
I've got Adarabioyo in my team. He's already got me. I've already left him on the bench twice, much to my disgust. And he's got me a clean sheet and 3 bonus points already. So I quite like him, and I agree with. I think they've got a chance of getting something. But saying that, I think Anderson has as well. And of course, they are owned by no one.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be very, very big differential. And I think Gabe, they are XG monsters. They eat XG. They do not.
They vomit XG out.
They vomit it out. There we go. They eat it and they vomit XG out. There we go. Well, anyway, so Dallas, Cresswell, Tierney. I can't say anything else about that. Trossard, you've gone for instead of Dunk. So you've gone for the explosive. You've gone for the explosive pick, have you, rather than probably the assister.
Yeah, but because Trossard normally plays in the 10 behind the 2 strikers, where now with the uncertainty, because Burn, we don't know if he's fit. Because last time, Gross, he was shifted to right wing back. But I know that he's on set pieces, but Trossard is a much goal threat. But Brighton can't finish no matter what.
Yeah, we don't know about the Tin Man, do we? We don't know whether the Tin Man's fit or not. That's done.
Yeah.
That's Burn, by the way, is his new nickname. Bale El Ghazi, I like that. I like that pick for a free hit. I think that's a really, really nice one. Obviously, he's on penalties.
Yeah.
And Grealish, and he's selfish. And Grealish is more than likely not going to play. There is just the off chance, because I think Smith said something along the lines of it's going to be his own choice whether he plays or not. I think that's a bit strange.
Grealish won't be playing.
No,
I'm saying it a week after week that Grealish may be back. She's on training, doing work. Nah, you can't trust Dean Smith.
Yeah. And then we've got obviously Rafinha, Maja, or what's his name? Maja. I call him Maja because I'm from Grimsby. Maja. Maya. Somebody tell me how to bloody say this.
I think it's French. So any French speakers out there?
I'll take your word for it. But again, 5.5 playing generally. I think he was rested last time against Leeds. Yeah, I quite like it. Interestingly, I'm just going to go back to yours, Joe, a second. Oh, you did have Bamford. You haven't got Bamford in your free hit side, Swain. Is that something that would worry you?
No, I think that I don't see Leeds scoring that much. And
it worries
Rafinha is what you want to have instead of Bamford.
For me, it worries me. Not having Bamford in the game like that worries me. Because ownership, just if he gets something, he will destroy your ownership. That's the problem. Because
but if you're on a free hit, you should gamble.
I have no problem with gambling. I just think you have to balance the gambles. Personally, I think it's not, but I like it. I like the team. I don't need to share
myself.
More drafts, but I think we've gone through those, and obviously, I think the interesting thing about it is that if we look, and I'm just going to flick through the slides back. I've got a couple of my slides here, so I'm just going to go back to the actual fixture difficulty. And if we look at the fixture difficulty for 29, which is here, look, the only positive attacking fixture difficulty is Brighton. That's the only positive. And they're very positive on defence as well. But we know that Brighton have a habit of ruining your day.
Definitely. They don't brighten my day.
Look at Spurs. Look at Leeds. Negatives. Look at West Ham. Negatives. Look at Arsenal. Negatives. I'm not sure there's going to be a massive amount of goals. I've got a feeling. I don't know that I see a number of quite neutral, tight sort of games. Perhaps the Brighton and Newcastle game might be the one which isn't. But again, it's a bit strange. It's one of those. It's not a very. I think the word I would use is. I don't think the week is very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's the way I would describe it. So, right. So that's that section. What I'll do now is I'm just going to line up the and the captaincy. So,
Matrix.
Just see if we've got any other people we need to say hello to whilst we're doing that. I think it's all the same gang. They're just having a chat between themselves. I don't think they're listening to us. I think they're just talking to themselves in the chat. Let me go to that. I'll tell you what I will show you very quickly. I'm just going to put this back on and it's a bit remiss of me actually. Whilst we're just talking about game week 29, 30, 33. Again, this is great for people if they want to pause the stream and just have a look at this table, because I think this table's quite telling. And I'll just drop it onto the screen now. That is attacking assets for 29 and 30. So you see fixture difficulty on the left column for 29 and 30. Then for 31, 32, 34 and 35, excluding 33. And then 33 there form as to whether they are better than they've been or worse than they've been in recent weeks. And then obviously we've got the normal stats: shots in the box, big chances, XG, XA, etc., and over or underperforming. Aubameyang look extremely strong with respect with respect to the Rafinha. With respect to fixture difficulty, the standout with respect to the 29 and 30, but virtually all of that is Sheffield United.
Yep.
For obvious reasons, as we've mentioned.
They got hacking bottoms.
And interesting, people have been talking about Odegaard. Well, if you look over 6 games, Odegaard's not an option. He might be an option over a shorter period of time, but I've looked over the last 6 game weeks. So if you look at it like that, then I think you are in total punt territory if you're going for Odegaard. That'd be my way of looking at it. So we don't need to leave that on the screen for any length of time. I think it's just useful just to show people that it's there and that they can refer to it. So okay, let's go to the captaincy. So the first thing, as always, what we're going to look at is the poll. And the poll was organised over a day and a half, because what we had to do as usual, we had to do it quite a bit just recently. We've had to put multiple polls out. So we actually put a couple of options for Spurs, a couple of options for Arsenal, Leeds and West Ham. They were the best 4. They won all the mini polls. And Kane topped it at 59%. And as I mentioned last night, that worries me. That worries me a lot. Because I'm worried about things like more of a shield sort of move, where I'm ranked at 3K. I am seriously concerned if I go Rafinha. As much as I want to go and captain Rafinha, it may be that this has swung me into not captaining him.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious Kane is going to be the most popular pick for game week 29, where there are not many options available. So whether is this the week you want to go against the crowd? I mean, unless you are a free hit team. If you're not a free hit team, personally, I would probably go with the crowd just to ride it off.
Yeah, I just think that, to be honest, he's on penalties. They've probably had their asses kicked all around the changing room last night.
Sure.
They've got recovery till Sunday before they play. Kane will be dragging his ass around the pitch after 60 minutes, but will still maybe come up with a chance. He was unlucky not to score last week. He was unlucky not to score last night. Yeah. I still think he's a good pick, so I think it's going to be Kane. I think I'm probably going that way. But anyway, so what I did, I gave the cat an option of Kane, Aubameyang, and Rafinha. So let's see which way the cat went. If I can get this thing to work, here it goes. Gives me a chance for a glass of wine. There we go. He went for over. He's not been doing very well just recently.
He didn't watch last night's match.
I hate to be the one to spoil your day, but cats, apart from when you put a goldfish on the screen, like off YouTube, the cat doesn't watch telly. But he most definitely doesn't watch football. He doesn't have a clue. All he knows is, I'll tell you what he has worked out, though, boys. When I put those 3 pieces of paper down on the floor, he knows he's getting food now. Bolts out. Yeah, he bolts out now. He knows there's food coming. So now he's, the moment I started waggling these things, they've got all the names on these little stickers here. So yeah, we've got numerous, and there we go. So anyway, so he's gone with over, and the metric has gone with Rafinha. Wow, the metric likes Rafinha. Now, what I will say is, first of all, that if you've been following this metric through the year, or since I started doing it, the metric's point, it's an arbitrary number. You see the top is 73 this week. 73 is really, really low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's super low. We've had 90s, 89s, 90s, 91s, 93s, 95s this year. This is a low number, and it tells me that there isn't, again, not a great, if you look at it, expected points 5.82, look. So fixture difficulties, none of the fixture difficulties are good for these players. Okay? And it doesn't include Duncan, it doesn't include players like Cresswell, because they are not premiums, they're not defenders from a premium side, which is the rule that we've made. The players that are highlighted in the boxes are players who would not normally make the metric. And the reason for that is they are rotated more than 30%. So normally I would leave them out. So you make your own mind up. This metric doesn't tell you what to do. It just gives you an idea. If you think Bale is going to play 70 minutes and you think he's a great option, by all means, captain him. He's second in the metric. Okay? But normally he wouldn't be showing. Lacazette and Aubameyang. Aubameyang obviously missed one. His rotation actually wasn't helped by the fact that his sat-nav went the wrong direction. I don't quite know how he can run into traffic in a lockdown in London.
He may turn up late in a bit.
Yeah, well, I don't quite understand how you could get stuck in traffic because they're in today. And Lacazette as well is also rotating quite a lot. So Grealish is there just as a point of reference for Watkins, and you can see Watkins is doing very badly now, and also fixture-wise is not good. Villa's fixture's gone off a cliff. Fixture difficulty's gone off a cliff, attacking-wise, since Grealish has been missing. And Lingard is over Antonio. Lingard over Antonio for the metric. So if you are dead set on captaining a West Ham asset, the metric is telling you to go with Lingard. What's your views, boys? Joe, can I come to you first?
Yeah, I mean, like you've mentioned, even the highest of Rafinha is only 73, even though he's number one. But if you look at Kane, he's only 2 points below Rafinha. So actually, technically, Bale, Bamford, and Kane is number 2 in your metric, and Lingard is number 3. So, like I said, choices are few and far between. Just that's why I prefer to go with a shield pick, which is Kane. But looking at your metric, Kane is actually, I would consider co-join at second place. So
you can't. Yeah, you're right. You can't split that. And in fact, you could argue that Kane is in second place because Bamford has a flag. So again, if I'm using this metric properly, then it wouldn't be there. Yeah. So Kane would be second.
Yeah.
And if I actually did the metric to the letter of the law, he'd actually be top because he's a premium player, whereas Rafinha isn't. But yeah, we've had to include some of these players.
Like only 2 premiums.
The moment we started including players like Gundogan into the metric, we didn't have an option really. We had to then leave that type of player, certainly attacking player there. So yeah, so that's where we are with the metric. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it goes next week when we get all the players back.
Yep.
I would.
International break.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I would not be surprised at all if Leeds do not top the metric next week as well.
Yeah, against
Sheffield United.
I
Sheffield
really
United.
wouldn't be surprised at all. Sheffield United's fixture difficulty for defence. I don't know if you saw it yesterday. That it's rated between 1 or 0 and 7. 7 being the worst, 0 being the best. Sheffield United's fixture difficulty for defence is 6.7. So it's just shit.
So shit.
You may as well just have you may as well just have a load of dustbins on the pitch.
And I bet Brighton still won't score against them.
Well, we'll see, eh? We'll see. I see getting some requests for the cat to make an appearance. He's actually got a cone on because he's got an allergy, but I think Mrs. M's bringing him in. Oh no, here he is.
All right,
That's a cone.
Oliver.
Oh, here he is. Say hello. Oh, all right, don't say hello then. Go on. Go on. There we go. That's everyone's happy now. They've seen the cat. So there he is.
Right.
Let's go back to the thing. So we're gonna go for the questions then, guys. So let's try and get some of these questions lined up. I think I've managed to keep the stream working this time. It's not managed to throw half the questions out. So there was loads of questions about where is the cat. Let's start looking down and see what we can find. I'm not sure if you've seen any yet.
The first question is by Vincent.
Hey Marina, how's it going?
Whereabouts is that
No,
one?
no, no. Just
Oh, here we go. 9:52.
9:34.
9:34. 9:34. Right. Okay. 9:34. Vincent. Oh, there we go. Right. Let's put this on the screen. Swang, you're going to disappear behind this question, I'm afraid.
All right, try
Oh, no, not quite as
Right.
bad. So there we go. It's actually me disappearing. Who should I sell for? Right, Vincent. Who should I sell for Rafinha? Son bought at 9 or Gundogan bought at 5.5? That's an interesting question. Joe, what's your perspective to that one?
I mean, my first thought is Gundogan, because I think Son, if I would think Jose is not trolling this time. I think he would sit out against Villa, but he should be back after the international break. I think Jose is playing mind games because he doesn't want Son to go
Korea.
No, he doesn't. That's
for
International.
mindless friendly.
South Korea, Japan.
It's not even a World Cup qualifier game or what. It's a friendly, So I would think Jose would want to keep Son out against Villa, even though he is half fit, just to show that he can't play for the club, so he can't play for the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at the fixtures after the game week 29, you have Newcastle, which is a prime fixture as well. Then after that, you have Man United. I don't know what's going to happen in that game. Will they get another 6-1 win? I doubt so this time, but it will be interesting to see how that game goes. And then after that, they have Everton, which arguably isn't really on form as well. So
And you have a blank.
yeah, then you have a blank, which actually Gundogan has as well. So and then for me, I'll probably sell Gundogan because due to the rotations, and also they both have the same amount of blanks. Yeah, but
They still haven't announced the rescheduled fixture of game 33, the game against Fulham.
Say again, mate. Sorry.
But Spurs have another fixture, a double game week against Fulham.
yeah,
We don't know when.
And it may well, again, now they've been knocked out of Europe, it's starting to open up when they could play that, I suppose. We'll have to rely on Ben Crellin, though. I don't want to get involved in trying to predict where fixtures are going to get dropped because we just don't quite understand it. I think we have to rely on the experts there.
No, I think they have an extra game against Southampton, not Fulham. Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is, they're blanking 33, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Spurs assets are also very high in the metric next week. But Son won't be because he's dreadful. But Spurs, it'll be a good matchup next week against Newcastle, right?
Yep, exactly.
So I might do the same. I think I might sell Gundogan, but I mean, for me, I'm going to keep it.
I would sell Gundogan.
Yeah, interesting. Right, okay, let's keep looking for questions. Dragging this thing down the screen, try and find a few more. Here we go. Vincent again. No chips left. Who is a better pick if I would have 3 playing defenders already? Cresswell, rotation headache after 29, or Veltman, game week 29, and then Filler thereafter. Veltman obviously plays Sheffield United, I think, in 33.
What a team about rotation.
I think he's just basically saying that
benching headache.
Yeah, he would have a benching headache playing owning Cresswell. I would prefer to have a benching headache if I've got any Manchester City players left in my squad. I think I would be quite happy having a benching headache at this moment in time. I think I would go with Cresswell.
Yeah, I'll go Cresswell.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't need that extra money you save from Veltman, you should go for Cresswell and don't bench him.
Okay. So next one, Simeon. From these 6, you can keep 4 or 3 for a -4. Which ones do you want to keep out of these? Rudiger, Stones, Diaz, Salah, Gundo, or Son?
Keep 4.
Keep 4 or 3 for a -4.
4 or 3 for a -4.
So who would you keep? I would keep Rudiger.
Yep, Rudiger.
I would keep Diaz.
Yep,
Rudiger.
Diaz.
Yes.
And I think I would keep Stones.
I mean,
continue with double up.
You want to double up?
On Man City.
I mean, look, for me, I've been thinking that Stones is probably might be the only Manchester City player I have soon. But I don't own Diaz, but I certainly keep Diaz and Rudiger. Yeah. And I think he's a little bit up in the air. What about you?
For me,
I wouldn't keep 4. I would only keep 3. I stopped keeping Salah. I think we have enough with Salah.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to go Rudiger, Stones, and Diaz to keep. Joe?
For me, probably Rudiger, Diaz, Gundo, and Son.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you can keep Son. I still might sell him, actually. I still might sell him. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. We'll give you this one, Sam. DCL to Antonio or Bamford for a -4. Currently have 8 with a Saka doubt. DCL to Antonio or Bamford, mate?
You're right. All right. DCL to Antonio or Bamford. I think I'm good.
Come on, you've got. Yeah. I need this clock like I use on my show. I need the timer.
Antonio.
You've got to go with your first reaction. It's like one of these.
Antonio.
It's like one of these HR surveys. You've got to go with an instant answer.
Right. Do DCL to Antonio.
Antonio. Joe?
Bamford.
Yeah, Bamford for me as well. Definitely. I think at the moment. Okay. Let's see what else we've got.
Vincent again.
Here we go. think I knew this question was coming up,
Man.
and it's exactly the question what I've got. If I was to start Areola, would I captain?
Rafinha.
Yeah, would I? I mean, am I hedging there?
It depends who you're
If I
captain.
lose one, I gain the other. I gain twice. If he blanks, then I might get a goalkeeper return, and if not, I might get a captaincy return. I don't know. I think that's called hedging in my business.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to captain Kane, and I'm playing Martinez. But it just feels so wrong because I have target as well. So it's like, oh man.
I have to say,
losing your damage.
no, that's a very good point. I think there you're actually playing against yourself a little bit, aren't you?
Not just a little bit. It's just basically the whole
Sorry,
team is
yeah.
playing each other.
You're captaining your player against your double defense.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. So it's like that's basically my whole team for game week 29.
You see, I think I might not captain him then. I reckon I might bank on him blanking and then go for someone else there. Oddly enough,
So you're gonna
and rely on your
play
defense.
Martinez.
Yeah, rely on Martinez to have that claret wall again, which seems to get built in front of the goal quite frequently these days. He seems to be digging them out the crap all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, do you really want to go against Kane?
Not really.
But if you were to captain Kane, then I would play Areola.
But I don't know. Martinez is so highly owned. You know, it's a shield pick as well.
If he has a clean
But if you
sheet,
try to captain Kane, you're gonna expect Martinez to concede.
I don't know. It's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. So technically playing Martinez against Kane is also hedging.
Yeah.
Right, okay, come on. We need a choice. I'm going to play Martinez.
I don't know, man. I'm currently on Martinez, but I really don't know. what to
Areola.
Oh my
The Areola.
God. Oh my God. Right, okay, let's move on. We can't get an answer for that one. It's a tough question. Dean to Tierney, Ali Sufyan. Dean to Tierney or DCL to Bamford or Antonio?
do. DCL to Bamford.
I agree there.
Tierney.
Really, I don't think I would go to an Arsenal defender now. If I didn't own one, I think I'd wait another couple of weeks now. That's my perspective. I would go the upside move there. The reason is Dean's got a good fixture in 30 because he plays
DCL
Palace.
also has a good picture.
plays
DCL also
Palace.
plays.
But DCL, yeah, he plays. Yeah, but saying that, I don't know. Palace can't score to toffee, can they? I think maybe they might do now with.
They scored 2 against Brighton.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? No, doesn't mean anything. I think DCL Bamford there. I actually own Bamford and Antonio, so
Me too.
Swain.
Nah. It's
No?
early kickoff as well. No.
You're considering it.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I was.
Mustak, Salah to Bale or Oba? One word answer, boys.
Oba.
Oba.
Okay. Interesting. I might go Bale.
Flip
I
a
might
coin.
go Bale there. I just think maybe that Europa has perhaps given us an opportunity to see Bale without getting a bit more rest. Craig's thanking me for hosting in this place. No problem, mate. It's always good. Oh, now he's going to ask questions now. So actually, the person who runs the show is now asking questions. So who's going to answer this one? Because we might not have get asked on again if we get this wrong.
How the turntables.
2 free transfers, bringing in Dallas for Dean and Bale for Salah. Should I take a hit to bring in Oba or Odegaard for Saka? Joe?
If for Saka, uncertain if he plays. I don't know. Do we have any news on Saka?
doubtful. I think. I mean, maybe somebody can pop that in the chat. I think he's doubtful.
He was selected for England. Probably means he's fit. But I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
not sure. I take the risk. But
It's
you can't take the risk. If we Aubameyang over Odegaard.
Yeah, if I would take a hit, I'll bring in Oba instead for
Yeah,
Saka.
I think the upside is an Oba move, isn't it? If you're going to do it for a hit. But as I say, I'm not too keen on it now. I've cooled right off that Aubameyang move. It might really burn me, but I've just got a funny feeling. Oh look, my wife. Hi, Captain Kane.
I think we missed a question before Craig's. I think.
Whereabouts? Oh, here we
Sheila.
go. From Sheila. Right. Okay, that's fine. Thanks, mate. Thanks for that one. I'm looking at selling both Salah and Cancelo with 2 free transfers. Fairly wise. Would you bring in double? Would you bring in double West Ham, Lingard and Cresswell, or double Arsenal, Orbit and Tierney, or spread the risk and get 1 from each, wildcarding in 31?
And that's my strategy as well.
I reckon I might. I'm going to go here. I reckon I might, because I'm wildcarding here. I might gamble on Aubameyang. If I've got my wildcard in my pocket, I might gamble.
Gamble meaning you will choose both Arsenal players?
No, I'd go Aubameyang and I'd go Cresswell.
Yeah, me too. I'll do Cresswell.
I'm looking at that as well. It really depends on whether Sheila has enough funds or not. Because basically we are.
I mean, she's selling Salah. He's selling Salah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh, yeah, she's downgraded Salah. Yes, you can do it.
Yep. Yeah, right.
So Sheila, I think what we're saying there is that we go up Aubameyang and Cresswell. Bear in mind, you are also in a lucky position to have a wild card in game week 31, where Joe and I are very, very jealous indeed. That's the simple way of putting it, right? Right, okay. Here's one for you, Swain.
Is there a chance that Brighton and Newcastle game will end goalless? Brighton keeping a clean sheet.
Newcastle 1-0.
Joe Linton 90 plus 4.
Who? Joe Linton? That's my seat collapsed again. It does it every time. It's like the moment you mention Joe Linton, my seat collapses. No, I think it'll be 2-0 to Brighton.
You're just gonna. I mean, I don't know, man. If Joe Linton really scores,
I'm expecting a check when I wake up in the morning tomorrow.
I don't know if you see, but we started to predict the scores on one of the shows that I run, and we picked. I think both Nima and I both went for 2-0. I think, but the other thing, of course, is Callum Wilson is not back, and neither is
Almiron.
No, Almiron. Miguel Almiron. I can't say it like
it. Go watch it.
At the end of the day, I think Newcastle are still going to be pretty. I think there's a pretty good, solid chance of a clean sheet. I think Brighton have a pretty good chance of winning it.
They have to keep a clean sheet. I don't see how they can after everything.
We'll hear the bomb go off from Singapore if they concede. I will come off my Twitter hiatus, which starts tonight actually.
If Jonathan scores,
to send you a pleasant message if indeed Brighton concede. Don't worry about that.
All right.
FPL Masher. Hi Masher. Salah, Loughton, still got Loughton, Cancelo to Tosin, Orba and Dallas for a -4. Salah, Loughton, Cancelo, Tosin, Orba, Dallas -4.
Looks good. That's
not
good.
Bad.
Yeah, looks good.
I don't know I'd hit a Fulham defender in for a -4.
Yeah, true. I mean, you can do Orba and Dallas with Loughton and with
Yeah.
Salah and
Can
Loughton.
Cancelo.
Yeah, you can still keep
Is Loughton
Cancelo.
fit? Is Loughton fit?
I think he's fit.
Yeah, they play Newcastle in 31. I don't know who they play in 30 because that spreadsheet of mine doesn't include 30, but no, they play Newcastle in 31, and that's a positive matchup for Burnley. So
But
I don't know that I would take Loughton out for Tosin.
Burnley playing Southampton in game week 30.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I might be tempted to hold that. I'd certainly go Cancelo out for Dallas, 100%.
Yep.
And Salah to over, that's entirely up to you. I might go Bale, but I'm not entirely sure. I really wanted to go Auber, and I've changed, and I'm really cooled, as you could probably tell. I've cooled a lot on him in the last few days. Right. Oh my goodness.
So saying
We've got
only
to
do
rate
2
my team. Here we go. Rate my team. It's getting late at night here.
All right, Vincent.
Dunk, Dallas, Martinez, Dunk, Dallas, Cresswell, Son, Bale, Lingard, Rafinha, Kane captain, the Carpenter, and Bamford. Rate my team. Well, I would say without Watkins, I like it.
But this is a full team, right? Is he playing
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And there's sub
3,
is Son.
4, 3.
So there's 10. I mean, 11.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's not bad. I mean, look, for this week, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's as good as a game week 29 team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
you have 11 players. That's 10.
Yeah, it's 10. Son's there, isn't he? Yeah, Son's there.
Target.
Same message.
Is that the same? You just post it twice.
No,
Yeah, I think you're okay, Vincent. I think you're okay there. Oh God,
looks like a good team.
Sanchez or Martinez? That's easy. Martinez.
Really?
Clean sheet, Sanchez.
Why not Sanchez?
I don't trust them.
But you see a bomb gonna explode.
I know, but I still don't trust them.
Joelinton.
Brighton never.
Areola, Martinez, I think, is a far more close call. I think Sanchez, it's hard to say. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's a gamble, but I don't know. I don't know that I would play Sanchez over Martinez this week. But that's just me. Would you both go Sanchez?
Oh, go Sanchez.
My initial thoughts is Sanchez, but
Brighton.
yeah. But I don't know. Who knows? But my initial thoughts are Sanchez.
you never hear the end of this if this happens.
What about this? What about the last one?
I think you'd like that one.
Yeah.
There we go. So, all right.
Hear me from KL.
Unless there's any more questions, I think we're done, boys.
Yeah.
Which is nice. This is the shortest pod I've been involved in for about 6 months.
Oh, we have one.
Oh God, here we go. More questions now.
No, it's coming.
No problem. Let's put it up anyway.
This is the same question.
We'll put it 5 minutes or so. If we need to take any more questions, we can. Captain Rafinha and play Martinez, or Captain Kane and play Areola.
I don't know, man.
Captain Kane play Areola.
Yeah, I mean, if you choose between the two, probably the latter.
Yeah. Do you know what? You're right. This is it. I think we need the bloody cat pick. I think we need another cat pick. I need to be getting those things out and getting to vote on this. Yeah, because the trouble is you're hedging against you. If you get it right, if you captain Kane and play Areola, and by a freak of nature, Areola manages to save a penalty or keep, or do something, should we say, keep keep Leeds out. And Leeds have got this funny record about London, I think. They don't do very well in London. Is that a stat which I've heard?
Yeah, I've heard that stat before.
About
Me
2015.
too. I'm not sure whether I dare, but I'm not sure if I want to believe it. I think that's the thing. Captain Kane, play Areola. I think I'd do Captain Kane and play Areola.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you
I think I've just talked myself into playing Areola, boys.
Oh yeah, I got that now.
I mean, like, okay, just a question. What if Kane scores and Rafinha scores as well?
True. Then it nets off, doesn't it?
Who's gonna get more
But-
save points? Areola.
Or okay,
Who's going to get the
What-
save points?
Okay.
Both these keepers have positive. They save. Teams concede a lot. I mean, I should say they prevent a lot of XG. Both of them.
okay.
These are the best two in the league for preventing XG.
Okay, another one. What if Kane blanks and Rafinha scores?
Well,
And then you play Areola.
I mean, that's.
I'm going to the beach tomorrow. Do I need to take an umbrella?
I mean, this is my point. You know, if you captain Kane, and you play Martinez, you're basically hedging.
But we can't know that. We can't predict based on the outcome.
No, I mean, you isn't that hedging? That's
It is a bit
basically.
because you are. But you see, I think this is where it becomes a little bit complicated because, of course, I don't like. This is why these small game weeks are real pains in the arse because I don't like my players to be playing against each other.
Mhm.
That's why I'm not going for any Arsenal players and I'm going for West Ham to turn Arsenal over. Much to Neima's disgust, probably. But I just think again, and that's why I won't have more than one Villa. I say I may even go without. I may even put Areola. I may even stick Areola in goal, and go for the fact that because I own Tosin as well. You know, do I gamble on that or do I not? It's very complicated. I'm going to have to sort my own team out after
Actually,
this.
I realize I'm all in on 4 teams only, and 4 teams are in different fixtures. So I have no hedging.
Yeah. Mariner, why am I not wearing blue? No, I'm going to blue.
He didn't get the memo.
Black this one. Right, hang on a second. Fulham and Leeds to be a goal fest. This is what we're hearing, right? Lookman to score a hat-trick. Well, if he does, he will have put his underperforming right out the picture, won't he? Because I think he's due about +5, something like that. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Areola penalty save record 7 from 38. Martinez 5 from 19. Interesting. It'll be very, very close. This I have to say. A couple more questions. AG, is it risky to get Bamford this week? As I'm making the move for game week 30 in mind. I think he's fit. Is that correct, Joe? Have you heard anything different?
Yeah,
Bamford?
I mean, no. I mean, Bielsa basically says, you know, he thinks Bamford will make it to the game.
He's very honest, unlike Dean Smith.
And there, I think Vincent's just made me think. Thanks, Vincent, for being the voice of reason tonight, because I do sometimes need that. Why the hell were in my rank? Why don't I pick Martinez? It's stupidity to go the other way for me. But if you're trying to climb the rank, if you want to climb the ranks rather than just shield it off, quite frankly, I knew this was going to be a tough week for me. If I come out with anything other than a grey arrow, would be perfect for me this week. Even a small red, I wouldn't be that bothered about. Martinez, if you're a shield pick, you're right. It's Martinez, definitely. Okay, guys. 1 hour 20. I think that'll do us. I think. How can I put this? I think we're due a break from FPL.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks.
Don't you? I think it's been one of the longest runs I've known without a break for, it feels like, forever. I don't know. I'm totally and utterly knackered. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a bit of downtime. I've got to be honest with you.
Yep.
But anyway, thanks very much, guys, for joining us as always. It would be remiss of me to say you need to subscribe down below, hit the like button, hit the bell, hit the bell for notifications. Keep this channel growing. It's we're a little bit earlier than normal. We're not quite doing a deadline stream like we normally do, but hopefully now we're going to get back to some normal service being resumed, which means we'll be able to talk to you on Saturday evenings for us, rather than Friday evenings, which quite frankly are a bit of a pain in the backside, but at least it means you can go for a nice lunch on a Saturday without worrying about FPL. That's the way I'm looking at it anyway.
Sure.
So yeah, Joe, thank you very much, mate. Good luck for the weekend.
Thank you. Good to be here. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
All right.
Swain,
thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on, and good luck with your Brighton assets. I hope it works for you.
Pray the Lord down.
Yeah, pray to God. All right then, guys. Thanks, guys. So that's it, everybody. Nothing really much more to say apart from we wish you green arrows this week. If you've got any last-minute decisions, do go back through the show. Do have a quick look back at the various graphics and things which are in there, which might help you with fixture difficulties. If you're still looking for any free hit tips, there's plenty of stuff out there on Twitter. I'd recommend to have just a troll around for free hit stuff. There's plenty out there. But I think there's nothing else really much more to say other than good luck, and we'll see you all real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.